Just a short story. So I'm a veteran, had a couple combat tours, physically fit, pretty tough, got a couple fights, yada yada. But got married, didn't really know that my wife was violent until it came to the time where it she tried to get the emotional part out of me, which, they always want. Finally got the emotional reaction. My tipping point finally after, well, I didn't know what was abuse because we're never taught that as men, young men who are plugged in. But as an unplugged gentleman now, I realize that I should have gotten out of there a long time ago, especially before either a knife was thrown at me or a stapler to the temple. So I
Oof.
would say
Jesus.
you're never safe, even as a somebody who's trained.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, at
You
least
could
when
even
you're
get
at war,
jammed
you
up
can
too.
shoot back at the guys. You can't,
Oh,
you can't really do anything to a woman.
Yeah, exactly. And I never wanted to do anything violent in front of my children, so I'd
Mhm.
rather take the hits and walk away than, having to have that reaction.
How old are the kids?
Now, well, at the time they were, I believe, four and 1.
Okay. How old are they now?
Now they're older. I have them now. They're 10 and 5,
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, they're great. They love coming back. So it does get better if you work on yourself. Do the work, gents. That's all I got.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely,
like the
man.
best.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm
Phil.
guessing in
Appreciate it.
situations like that, you just have to untie the knot and get out of there. And it's, it's tough because you have kids and it's like, sometimes women don't really show the red flags for a little ways down the road, which is another reason why when, you know, we were talking to guys and I wrote about this in my book as well. You should be vetting a woman for as long as possible. I'd say 2 years before you make any kind of serious commitment to her,
Yeah.
because within that period of time, I mean, if she's going to throw a hissy fit, if she's going to be violent, if she's going to demonstrate other red flags, you can at least, you haven't knocked her up. There's no bun in the oven. You haven't bought a house together. You haven't, made any kind of like deep formal commitments into the relationship. So it's easier to walk away. The problem that guys run into is men prioritize availability. So she gives him attention, touches his pee, intimate, responds to his texts in a timely fashion. He's like, this is it. This is the one. And then 8 months later, after they met, all of a sudden she's knocked up and they're living together and they're planning the wedding and sort of stuff. And you don't have a full picture. So it's like, time and daylight sanitizes all bullshit. And just
Right.
slow things down, guys. Just, do it on your timeline. And look, I get it. There's some women out there, they've climbed the corporate ladder, they got the degrees, they're 36 years old, they're counting their eggs drying up every single month and they're going, what are we, moth? If we're going to do this, we got to do this now. And it's like, you've only known this chick for fucking 6 months.
See ya.
And don't let her problems be your problems. Date younger. Date a gal that's willing to give you the space, so that you can take a couple of years to see what she's made of. She's not going to bust your chops every month to get married after she's counted her egg that's disappeared. Give yourself some time because time will sanitize all the bullshit.
Indeed. All right, Kevin, we're going to try one more time. You're on,
Awesome.
my friend.
Hi, Mark. Rich, can you guys hear me?
Hey, man.
Yeah, we got
what's
you.
up?
Hey, thanks. First, I just want to say thank you. We always appreciate what you guys do. All the guidance that you're giving young men. It really helps us, especially the people who don't have maybe that father figure who they were able to depend on and different things like that. But I appreciate that. Just want to get that out of the way.
Yeah, right on.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And then, okay, so we're calling in because I got this girl who I'm pretty sure that I completely fumbled this at this point, but we just met the second time, I basically closed the deal and it was a great night, but then she doesn't usually stay in the morning. She like Irish goodbyes, right? And so then she goes to Irish goodbye, but I say like, oh, hey, like, hold on. Why don't we just hang out and maybe enjoy the morning, get a cup of coffee, do something like a date or something like that. And so she kind of opens up, she gets into her feminine energy and she likes this. She's giving her trust to this guy But then I just like died on my social battery and just got quiet. And then she just completely was in her own head, and she kind of dips and is like, oh, hey, I'm leaving now. And then I say, okay, that's kind of cool. I know the vibe shifted or whatever, but what happened? And then she goes, I think it's good. I just go out and I go on a walk or whatever. And so I was like, all good, all good. But then she turns around, she comes back, and she's like, actually, we're going to sort this out. We're going to figure this out. And she comes in, we kind of just say a couple of things back and forth, nothing really real. We don't really sort it out. We don't get to the end of it. She goes off. She goes and does her own thing. She texts me back. She's like, oh, it's a nice day out. We kind of, iron out everything and say, oh, it's chill, like whatever. And then I go to sleep, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, waking up next to you is greater than yeah, I know, Moff. I know, my man. I know. And then I was like, but we're on our nonchalant stuff right now, so we're chilling. And then the worst part, it gets even worse, I know. So then today I don't text her. I'm actually playing it kind of cool. And I don't text her. I don't see her. I don't do anything, right? And then and I'm going to like call someone today, and I accidentally like butt dial and I hit the wrong number. It's her number. And so then I have to hang up, and then I send her a quick text. I'm like, oh, hey, sorry, I just butt dialed. I know that like that's probably the last thing that we should do, but and so basically complete fumble on my part, but just wondering if you got advice, if I should just cut the deal here. But I don't know. I got my head wrapped around, and obviously you could tell that I'm fumbling it hard.
Kevin, how old are you, man?
I'm 26 right now.
Okay. Dude, this is already way too much work and convoluted nonsense for a girl you've only hung out with 2 times. Like, this is crazy. I mean, why are you trying to make her stick around? Like, if she wants to bounce, like, just let her go. Like, you seal the deal. Like, why you're already trying to play house with this girl and say stay for brunch? Like, what the fuck's up with that?
I don't know. I think I was falling for her quickly, and
Come on, dude.
You're falling for her after 2 days?
About,
I fall quick. I fall hard. I'm probably stupid in that sense.
No, it's not
You
about
need
being
more
stupid,
options, man.
It just tells me you don't have options. It tells me that this is like the only girl in your orbit right now. Is that right? Are you seeing other women?
I do see other women. I do have some other options, but I guess I'd probably just
sexually like, are they actual sexual options that you're exploring, or they're girls that like you're just texting and doing whatever with?
No, sexually definitely options, but I just I guess I jump from one and like I just jump around a lot, and I want to commit, but I can't quite
Kevin, let me ask you an honest question, because you're totally anonymous here. Nobody knows who you are. How many women have you been with?
Probably over 40, 50.
Over 50, and you're still thinking like this?
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of like.
So what's so special about this girl?
She reminds me of myself in a weird way.
Oh, so you're attracted to yourself. There's something within yourself that you want to deal with.
It
might be something like that. I don't know. It's just
because I mean, it just sounds like she's not that into you. She likes you enough to bang, but she's like wants to skip out of there quick. And I'll tell you something.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.